Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your kind association. Let's resume our reading of Sri Caitanya Bhāgavata by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. We are reading the Ādi Khaṇḍa, chapter 15, entitled Shri Nimai's marriage to Srimati Vishnupriya Devi. And we will be reading from verse number 30. Again, this is Ādi Khaṇḍa, chapter 15, text 35 onwards. Let's chant our Mangalacharan prayers first. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Caitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sva Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Caitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami iti namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo 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 Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tise Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadādhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We saw how Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu is living with Srimati Shachi Devi in Navadvip. He was married to Srimati Lakshmipriya Devi, but in separation from Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Lakshmipriya Devi left this mortal world and was reunited with Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Gaura Sundar, in the spiritual world, which is eternal place. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu continued teaching his students, and let us see what happened after that. Text 35. Usha kala haite dui prahar avadhi padaiya ganga snane chale guna nidhi. Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu is described here as Guna Nidhi, the reservoir of all transcendental qualities. And Usha Kala Haite Dui Prahara Avadhi. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would teach from early morning to noon. Then he would go for bath in the Ganga. Padhaiya, and then Ganga Snane Chale Gunanidhi. He would go and do Ganga Snan. At noon he would do Ganga Snan because he had to do Gayatri. Na? Text 36. Nisharo Ardheka Ei Mata Pratidine Padayena Chintayena Sabare Apane. In this way, Lord Nimai regularly taught and studied up to midnight. Nisha. Would either be teaching or studying. Ataiva Prabhusthane Varshe ka padiya Pandita hayena sabe Siddhanta janiya. What was the result of Nimai's teaching? Ataiva, because he was teaching like this throughout the day, Ataiva Prabhusthane Varsha Eka Padiya. Anyone who would study under Sri Nimai Pandit for just 1 year, Pandita hayena sabe Siddhanta janiya. He would become a great Pandit. Studying under Nimai Pandit, they would also become Pandits in just 1 year. What would take 12 years to study, Nimai would teach it in less than 1 year. Siddhanta janiya. They would understand the conclusion of all the scriptures. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada in the purport writes, Shri Mahaprabhu Gaura Sundar alone is the crest jewel of instructors on the Sat Siddhanta. Sat Siddhanta means the ultimate conclusions. And Shri Gaura Sundar has sanctioned all proper conclusions regarding the basis of devotional service to the Lord. What are the proper conclusions regarding devotional service to Lord Krishna? This Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught through Rup Sanatan Goswami mainly. And Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has made these topmost conclusions, Siddhanta, easily available to everyone, including those who are sinful. Text 38. Hena mate vidyarase achena ishvara vivahera karya shachi chinte nirantara. As Lord Nimai thus enjoyed his scholarly pastimes, Mother Shachi continuously meditated on getting her son remarried because Nimai was still in his late teenage years when Srimati Lakshmipriya Devi entered Nitya Leela. So because he was so young, Shachi Mata naturally was thinking of getting him married again. Sarvanavadvipe Shachi Niravadhi Mane Putrera Sadrisha Kanya Chahe Anukshane. Mother Shachi constantly searched throughout Navadvip for a suitable bride for Nimai. Sei Navadvipe Vaise Mahabhagyavan Dayashila Swabhava Shri Sanatananam. There in Navadvip resided Mahabhagyavan, a very fortunate person. He was Dayashil. He was very compassionate. And his name was Shri Sanatana. So in Navadvip, a very nice gentleman who was very merciful, compassionate, lived. His name was Shri Sanatan. Shri Sanatan Mishra, to be specific. Text 41, 42, 43. Akaitava udara parama Vishnu bhakta atithi sevana para upakare rata. Now the quality of Sanatan Mishra are being described. He was simple-hearted. Akaitab, very simple-hearted. Kaitab means to cheat. Akaitab means very straightforward, simple-hearted. Udar, he was very magnanimous. And Param Vishnu Bhakta, he was a great devotee of the Supreme Lord. Atithi Sevan, he was very expert in serving the guests. Para Upakare Rat, and he was always engaged in welfare activities. Moreover, he was Satyavadi Jitendriya Mahavamshajat. Padavi Raja Pandita Sarvatra Vikhyat. Moreover, Sri Sanatan Mishra was Satyavadi. He used to always speak the truth. Jitendriya, his senses were controlled. Mahavamsha Jat, and he was born in a good family. Padavi Raja Pandita. He was also famous as Raj Pandit. He was a great scholar. Raj Pandit, very great scholar. Sarvatra Vikhyat, he was very famous all over. Verse number 43. Vyavhare o parama sampanna eko jan anayase anekere kare na poshan. Vyavhare o parama sampanna ekajan. He came from a very well-to-do family, and anayase anekere kare na poshan. Anayase, very easily, anekere kare na poshan. Very easily he could maintain many people. He was so well-to-do. Sampanna, he was well-to-do person. He was blessed with material wealth also. In the purport, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada writes, Sri Sanatan Mishra, however, was not only situated in the topmost social position, being a Pandit, but he was also decorated with many transcendental qualities. He had many transcendental qualities. He was Param Vishnu Bhakta, was the main quality. He was a great devotee, pure devotee. Text 44. Tarakanya achena parama sucharita murtimati lakshmi pray say Jagan Mata. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is describing the daughter of Sri Sanatan Mishra. She is Vishnu Priya Devi. She had all auspicious characteristics. Tara Kanya, means Sri Sanatan Mishra's daughter, Achena Parama Sucharita. Sucharita. She had very good characteristics. Murtimati Lakshmi Pray. She was like the personification of Lakshmi Devi. Say Jagan Mata, and therefore she is the universal mother. Shachi Devi Tare Dekhi Lena Jai Ikshane Ei Kanya Putra Yogya Bhuji Lena Mane. As soon as Mother Shachi saw Srimati Vishnupriya Devi, she immediately thought that this girl, Vishnupriya Devi, is a suitable bride for my son Nimai. Immediately this thought came. When our heart and mind is very pure, my dear friends, proper thoughts come in our mind. Lord Ramchandra, growing up in Ayodhya, never looked at any woman in his whole life. Never got attracted to any lady. His mind was very pure. But in Janakpur, in that Vatika, in that flower garden, when first time Shri Ram saw Srimati Sita Devi, he saw Janaki. It is described that he was immediately attracted to Sita Devi. And he told Lakshman that, oh Lakshman, it is not possible that my mind will get attracted to a woman unless she is supposed to be my wife. So I am sure that I will get married to Janaki. Like that. Why this confidence? Because the mind is very pure. Whereas our mind is maleen, it is impure, it is not nirmal. So we cannot trust our mind. Our mind is enemy. But for those who are very pure, their mind is their friend. Even when they sleep, they get spiritual dreams. Srila Prabhupada would dream about Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada many times, coming in his dream, guiding him, asking him to take sannyas, etc. Srila Madhavendra Puri also, when he was sleeping at Govindakund under the tree, Gopalji came and gave him directions. So Swapna Adesh, we get instructions in our dream when the mind, our consciousness is very pure. Vishaya chhadiya kabe shuddha habe man, habe ama heribo Shri Vrindavan. So Shachi Mata could so confidently figure out that yes, this is the girl who should become my daughter-in-law. This is the girl who should marry my son, Nimai. Such confidence because the mind is very pure. Because then we can easily hear the dictations of Paramatma within. Whereas we have become deaf to the instructions of Paramatma. How in karate or martial arts, you punch bricks or some hard object to create those callus. The skin becomes thick and almost insensitive. Why? Then when you are in an actual fight, you can fight very effectively, not get hurt. You can hit with full strength and injure the person, injure the opponent without yourself getting injured, because the body has become rough and tough. But part of becoming rough and tough is we become insensitive. That practice of hitting bricks makes our hands almost insensitive, rough, insensitive. And then we don't feel anything when we punch. Initially, when you join the first day in martial arts, you hit a wall or you hit a brick, you're told to hit something. Oh, it hurts. But then with practice, you become so tough. With one punch, you can break the brick. Why? Because now it has become rough, tough, insensitive. Similarly, first time when we commit a sin, we can hear the voice of Paramatma. What we have done is wrong and we feel guilty. But we keep doing it again and again, we become insensitive. We don't feel anything then. There are hardened criminals. They can commit very heinous sinful activities like murder, rape, and they have no qualms about it. They don't feel guilty. Why? Because they have become deaf to the voice of Paramatma. We may not be committing as heinous crimes as them, but when we do something against dharma, when we break the regulative principles or we act in a way that is not favorable for Krishna consciousness and we don't feel guilty about it, that means we have become deaf to the promptings of the Paramatma within. Paramatma is speaking, but we are choosing to ignore. Why? Because we have become very tanmay, we have become very absorbed in material sense gratification. Please listen carefully, one can understand Krishna by becoming tanmay in Krishna. One can understand Krishna by becoming absorbed in Krishna. Yena kena prakarena mana Krishna niveshaye. When we are absorbed in Krishna, man mana bhavamad bhakto, then we can understand Krishna. Bhaktya tvananya shakya aham evam vidorjuna. Jnatum drashtum cha tatvena praveshtum cha parantapa. This is a very important verse from Bhagavad Gita. That by bhakti we can understand Krishna and enter into Krishna's understanding. Mystery of Krishna we can understand through bhakti. So by becoming, and bhakti means absorption. So by absorption in Krishna, we understand Krishna. Correct? By absorption in Krishna, we understand Krishna. What about the material world? Bilkul ulta hai. It is just the opposite. By becoming detached from the material world, we can understand the material world, how it is working. But when we are completely absorbed in the material world, we cannot understand how the material world is actually making us a fool. Because we are so absorbed in enjoying, we cannot understand anything. We think that the material world is forever and they lived happily ever after. We just want to enjoy. Ye dil mange more and more enjoyment. No time for Krishna Varta. No time for Krishna Katha. Because we are completely absorbed in the material world. If we want to understand that this material world is dukkhalayam ashashvatam, we have to become detached from the material world. And then see, observe. We have to have drashta bhava. We have to become a witness. Just witness what is happening. What we are doing, what others are doing. Just witness it and see. Immediately we can understand. This is all prapanch. This is all completely false engagement. Material life is completely false engagement. It is not sat. It is Asat. Sat is Krishna. Everything related to Krishna is real and eternal. And everything in this material world is just temporary and fake. All relationships are like that. All dealings are also like that. This is not a pessimistic view of the world, my dear friends. This is a realistic view of the world. The person we love most may have been our enemy in the previous life. Hare Krishna. And has taken birth now just to give us pain. Think about it. There was a couple, and they were wanting to have a child for a long time, and they were not getting a child. Finally, they were blessed with a child, a son, and they were very happy. So they pampered the child, gave the child all the care, love, affection, luxuries, everything. The child was growing up, and the child was also a nice devotee. He was very devoted to Krishna Bhakti. So parents were happy. अच्छा बच्चा है. बाकी बच्चे तो सब बदमाशी करते हैं, लेकिन ये अच्छा नेक बच्चा है. He is a good child. He is interested in devotion to Krishna. Very nice. Parents' love and attachment to the child increased more and more. The child was growing, becoming a nice devotee. Everything was going very well. But then the child became sick. And nobody could diagnose what is wrong with the child. He was getting weaker and weaker and weaker. A young boy, he was only hardly 10 years old. His parents didn't know what to do. They got the best Vaidya, spent so much money on medicines, but nobody could diagnose what was wrong with the child. They had only one child, one son, the object of all their love and affection. The child told the parents that I don't know how long I will live. I'm always sick. I'm losing weight. I'm getting weaker and weaker. I have only one desire. Please take me to Prayag. Take me to Prayag. There is going to be a Kumbh Mela there. He was hardly 10, 12 years old. There is going to be a Kumbh Mela there. And it is my desire that you sponsor a feast there to all the thousands of sadhus who come. This is my desire. Please do not refuse. The parents explained, Beta, you have been sick almost for the last couple of years. Do you know how much money we have spent on your treatment? All our finances are completely exhausted. We practically have no money left now. We have called Vaidyas from faraway places to treat you. We got the most expensive medicine. We did so many things for your treatment. And now we don't have any money. If we have to go to Prayag and sponsor a feast for all the thousands of sadhus who will come there during Kumbh Mela, we are going to have to borrow money. We'll have to sell our house. All our money will be over. Finances will be finished. Plus, we'll have to take loan. The son told his parents that if you love me, please do this for me. I do not know how long I will live, but this is my last desire, that we should go to Prayag and we should not hold back any money or any financial constraints. We should just not cut any corners, not compromise, and just give the top quality service to all the sadhu mahatmas who come there during Kumbh Mela. One place you cannot find so many sadhus. They are coming and we should serve them. We should feed them, give them gifts of clothes, charity, everything we should give. If you have to take money, borrow money, please do it. But fulfill this one desire of mine. The parents, out of their affection, they said, okay, beta, we'll do it. They sold their house, all their money, savings, property, everything was gone. Nothing much was left anywhere. Plus they took a loan from the local people, rich people, grocer and the landlord. And promise that we'll come and we'll do menial work for you for many years and we'll repay your loan. But please give us the money. We need it now. It's an emergency. So they loaned him. Many people gave a loan. They sold everything, completely became bankrupt, then took a loan with a guarantee that they will come back and work to pay them back. And they took their son with the money and went to Prayag. And they did exactly as the son had told. They spent all their money buying top quality ghee, top quality grains, top quality milk, everything, and served huge bhandara for all the sadhus, thousands of sadhus who came to Prayag. Very wonderful seva, gave them gifts of dhoti, chadar, chandan, garlands, and even money as dakshina, profusely fed them prasad. They did nice service. And when everything was finished, all their seva was done, all their money was exhausted, just 3 of them were left. The mother, father, and their sick child. The sick child said, now my last desire is, please take me to the Sangam and let me take my holy bath. So the parents lovingly took the child took his dips in the Sangam, took his bath, came out, looked at his parents and said, today I will leave my body. Today I will leave my body. And the parents were crying that, oh, our son is going to die now. He has become so weak. So weak. We don't know what illness he has got. So the parents put him on their lap and they were, mother was caressing him. The father was fanning the child as he was about to breathe his last, about to die. 12-year-old boy, about to die. You can imagine the pain the parents must be facing, how attached they were to a young boy. And as he was dying, he looked at his father, gave a sarcastic smile, and told, now do you remember? Father says, remember what? He said, yes, I am that same person. And he left this world. The boy died. Now the father remembered that many years ago in his village, there was a sadhu. He was a Naishtik Brahmachari, he was sannyasi, and he had a desire to serve all the sadhu mahatmas at Prayag. But he had no means, so he used to ask for bhiksha. And he used to tell the respectable grahasthas, please give me 1 mudra, 1 coin. And he had a long bamboo danda, hollow danda, and every grahastha would give him 1 coin and he would put it in that bamboo. And he had also made a cap for that hollow bamboo stick. And he would go door to door, take 1 mudra, 1 coin, and put it in that bamboo stick and close, seal the bamboo stick. In this way, over many years, he collected enough mudras, enough coins to sponsor a bhandara and do sadhu seva at Prayag. His whole bamboo stick had become filled with coins. It could hold no more. And he thought, now I have enough to go to Prayag. So the last person he visited was this husband and wife. He stayed in their house for 1 night. And they also contributed 1 mudra, 1 coin. So the husband asked this sannyasi, what are you collecting this coins for in this long bamboo danda? So he said, I am collecting this because I want to serve a big feast, bhandara in Prayag, and I want to serve all the sadhus. Acha, okay, very nice. Okay, you take rest. That night when that sannyasi was sleeping in their courtyard, sannyasi, so he did not enter the house, he was sleeping in the courtyard. They had made all arrangements. This man became greedy, the husband. He went out, he opened that bamboo, stole all the coins and filled it with pebbles, stones, and again sealed it. In the morning, the sannyasi got up, took his danda and went to Prayag. He went to Prayag. Now, this is 12-13 years ago when there was the previous Kumbh Mela. He goes to Prayag and he tells the shopkeepers there that please cook a feast. I want to sponsor and I want to feed all the thousands of sadhus who have come here. They say, okay, give some advance payment. He said, no. First you cook, I will give it later on. Because he was afraid if he opens that bamboo in front of everybody, they will see how many coins he has and somebody may steal. So he keeps it sealed. He said, no, first you get all the ingredients, you cook. Don't worry, I am a sadhu, I will not lie. I will give you full payment. I have enough money. But first you make all the arrangements. Cook. So they cooked a grand feast, top quality ghee, grains, fresh vegetables, lots of milk, paneer, everything. And then they said, the shopkeeper said, we have spent a lot of money cooking for your feast. Now you better give us the payment. He said, okay. I will give the payment. And he opened the bamboo and emptied it. And there was not even one coin there. It was filled with stones. Shopkeepers got very angry at this sadhu. They said, being a sadhu, you have cheated us, you have lied to us. What kind of sadhu are you? We are not so rich. We are poor merchants, ordinary shopkeepers. We work hard, we cook and earn our daily roti. And you have cheated us. You are a sadhu, sannyasi, we trusted you. You are going to pay us with stones. We have spent so much money on your feast, on your bhandara. This is not good. Now this sannyasi, he felt so guilty that I have caused so much inconvenience to them. I have ruined the reputation of a sannyasi. Now nobody will have faith in a sadhu. And I don't have the means to repay them. It took me years to collect all this Lakshmi. And someone has, I know who has taken it. It's the last place where I stayed. When I was sleeping, they must have stolen all the coins and filled it with stones. That man and his wife, they're such cheaters back in the village, such cheaters. Okay, I cannot show my face to the world now. I have been disgraced. So I will drown myself in Prayag and I will give up my life. But that couple who has done this to me, they will suffer. Doing this sankalpa, he entered the Sangam and gave up his life there. And in due course of time, he was born as the son of that couple. They loved him, gave him so much affection. He increased their affection only to give them pain. By becoming sick, they lost all the money which they had earned by illegal means in the treatment of the child. You see how the law of karma works. We cannot see, we cannot understand it, but it works. It is Krishna's law. It works. If our law of our country works, we have to pay tax, we have to go to jail, so many things are there. If an ordinary constitution of an ordinary country can have law and order where things are happening, we can only imagine how nicely these laws of nature are working in this universe, where Krishna has made the arrangement. And there are devatas like Brahmaji and Shivji and Varunji and Suryadev, Yamraj, who are supervising. Mahajans are supervising. You can imagine how strict the laws of karma are. So, in this material world, all relationships, they are temporary and fake. Somebody who was an enemy in the previous life is now the son. Just see. Has come only to give pain. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is a story of Maharaj Chitraketu. His son, Harsha Shok, appeared only to give him pain. The harsha that he gave, the joy that he gave, was only so that when he gives pain, the pain will be very acute. You see? When someone gives us pleasure, we become attached to that person. And when we lose that person, the pain is that much more. The pain is in proportion to how much we are attached. So Harsha Shok became the nice, loving child of Maharaj Chitraketu only so that Chitraketu Maharaj would get attached. And then Shok. Harsha in the beginning and then Shok. This is material world. So Shachi Mata, because she was so pure, as soon as she saw Vishnupriya Devi in her heart, because she was so in tune with the dictations of Paramatma, Her heart was so pure, so nirmal, that she could immediately understand. शिशु हैते दुई तीन बार गंगा स्नान, पित्र मात्र विष्णु भक्ति विने नाही आन. Vishnupriya Devi, from her childhood, took bath in the Ganga 2 or 3 times in a day. Just see. This is called external purity. We should take bath regularly, 2-3 times every day. That is external purity. And you take bath in a holy river like Ganga or Yamuna, Mam Punatu Sarvada Ravinda Bandhu Nandini. It purifies us from within also. So you should take Ganga bath 2-3 times a day. Pitra Matra Vishnu Bhakti Vinay Nahi An. And she had no other engagement other than serving her father, her mother, and the Supreme Lord, Vishnupriya Devi. She served Lord Vishnu, her mother and father. She was such a wonderful lady. आई रे देखिया घाटे प्रति दिने दिने, नम्र है नमस्कार करे न चरणे. Aha. Shri Vishnupriya Devi, I means who? I means Shachi Mata. She is called I, mother. Ai re dekhiya ghate. At Ganga Ghat, every day she would see Shachi Mata. Vishnupriya Devi would see. Ai re dekhiya ghate prati dine dine. Every day she would see, because Shachi Mata also would go there for Ganga Snan. Vishnupriya Devi also would go to the Ghat for Ganga Snan. The ladies had a separate Ghat where men did not go. So Ai re dekhiya ghate prati dine dine, namra hai namaskara kare na charane. Whenever Vishnupriya Devi would see Shachi Mata, with great humility, namra hai, namaskar kare na charane. She would offer obeisances at the feet of Shachi Mata. Ai o kare na maha prite ashirvad, yogya prati Krishna tomar karuna prasad. And when Vishnupriya Devi would offer obeisances at the feet of Shachi Mata, Srimati Shachi Mata would give her ashirvad. I means Shachi Mata would give ashirvad. Ai o kare na maha Prite Ashirvad. And how she would give Ashirvad? She would give Ashirvad Mahaprite, with great jubilation, with great happiness, with great satisfaction, with great love. She would give her blessings. This is very important, my dear friends. Many times, I have heard this from my Guru Maharaj, Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and I also recently read it in the book Spiritual Connections by His Holiness Bhakti Dhir Damodar Maharaj. He also writes that many times devotees go to a sadhu and says, Maharaj, please give me blessings. Kripa karo. Please give me your blessings. But the question is, what have you done to deserve the blessings? Hare Krishna. I have also seen many times when devotees meet a sadhu, they forcibly try to touch the feet of the sadhu. Why? So that I'll become purified. You take all my sins, Sadhu Maharaj, take all my sins and make me pure. Yeah, even when they are told don't touch the feet, they will go and forcibly touch. They think by touching the feet, the sadhu will destroy all the sins, will take all the sins, and I'll become happy. No more burden of sins. It is true. Darshane pavitra karo eto margon. It is true that Jahar nikate gela papa dur jaye mona dayal prabhu eba kotha paye. Shri Narottam Thakur says, Jahara nikate gela papa dur jaye e mona dayal prabhu eba kotha paye. Shri Narottam Thakur is saying that a Vaishnav Thakur, you just go near to them and your sins go away. Where can I find such a merciful personality as a Vaishnav Thakur? This is the quality of a Vaishnav Thakur. Ebaro karuna koro Vaishnava Gosai. Please be merciful to me, O Vaishnava Gosai. So therefore it is true that by touching the lotus feet of a pure devotee, our sins are destroyed. But we should not do this unless we are given permission by the sadhu. This is the Siddhanta. We should not forcibly go and touch. We can offer obeisances from a distance, or if the sadhu is walking and we are walking behind, we can take the dust where the sadhu has stepped. That is allowed. but not touching the sadhu's feet. That is not proper. People would touch Prabhupada like that. They had nothing to do with Prabhupada. First time they are meeting, they are not disciples. They would come and they would touch Prabhupada's feet, especially in India. And Prabhupada would pat them on their back and bless them. So Gurudas was asking, Prabhupada, they are all touching you. They are giving you all their sins by touching you. And you are blessing them. Prabhupada said, I'm not blessing. By tapping them, I'm giving them their sins back. So the question is, we go and tell a sadhu, bless me, bless me, bless me. But what have you done to deserve those blessings? Are you receptive to the sadhu? Are you hearing from that sadhu? Are you trying to practice the teaching of that sadhu in your life? Are you serving that sadhu? No. We just want. Give me blessings, give me blessings. It doesn't work like that. That is not the proper way to do it. But my Guru Maharaj says, when we serve a sadhu nicely, with all our heart and soul, we don't even have to ask the sadhu, oh Sadhu Maharaj, give me blessings. We don't even have to ask. The sadhu from the heart will give blessings. From the heart will give blessings. Very happily. And my Guru Maharaj was giving example of Srila Prabhupada's father, Shri Gaur Mohan De. He would invite sannyasis and devotees home and serve them so nicely, along with his good wife, Shri Rajni. They would serve so nicely that it was just a formality to say that please bless my son that he becomes a devotee of Radharani. Maharaj says that the blessings were coming spontaneously from the heart because they were served so nicely, so selflessly, with so much love and care and attention. When a sadhu is served nicely, you don't even have to ask, give me blessings. The sadhu is giving blessings. Did Ishwar Puri have to ask? Madhavendra Puri? Daya karo, kripa karo, blessings do? No. From the heart, Madhavendra Puri said, Krishna hauka tumar. From today, Krishna is yours. Here, I give you Krishna. Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite paro, tomaro shokoti ache. Ami to kangal, Krishna Krishna boli, dhai tava pache pache. So, similarly, Srimati Shachi Mata, seeing the good behavior, the good conduct of Vishnupriya Devi, spontaneously she is blessing that Yogyapati Krishna Tomar Karuna Prasad. May Krishna bless you with a suitable husband. This blessing Shachi Mata would regularly give Srimati Vishnupriya Devi. Ganga snane ai mane kare na kamana, ekanya amara putra hauka ghatana. So she would give that arrangement that may Krishna give you a suitable husband, and then she would think, then Mother Shachi would take her bath and she would think, may this girl be married to my son only. Ganga snane ai mane kare na kamana. After taking a Ganga snan, Shachi Mata would do kamna. She would think like that. She would desire, E kanya amara putre hauka ghatana. May she become the wife of my son. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada says that ghatana means arrangement for marriage. He explains. So now we have 10 more minutes. I want to see if there are any questions. I can continue reading Shri Chaitanya Bhagavat, but if there are any questions, I don't want it to be too late. I want to stop at 9:30. So are there any questions? You can raise your hand. If there are no questions, then I can read for some more time. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. So, okay, Vrajraj Gopal Prabhu, you have a question? You can ask Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, the point that you were making about one who commits repeated sin starts feeling insensitive to the directions of the Paramatma in the heart. So if one has already reached that stage, what does one need to do to come back and feel the blessing of the Paramatma?
If we have developed calluses because of hitting repeatedly, if we stop doing that, then over a period of time, again the skin will become soft and sensitive. The calluses will go away. Isn't it? So similarly, if we stop acting against the instructions of the Shastra, if we stop committing those sins, or we stop committing those insensitive acts, and we become humble, we become amanina, we become respectful, manadena, then that sensitivity will come back again, and we will be able to hear the sound of the Paramatma. And then when we make a mistake, immediately we will realize, we will be overcome with such intense guilt and remorse, even upon doing a slight mistake. We become so sensitive. So sensitive we become. We become overwhelmed with guilt. Rupa Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami was falling at the feet of Krishnadas, who used to walk with a limp, because unknowingly Srila Rupa Goswami had hurt him, hurt his feelings. So there was actually no need to ask forgiveness, but Srila Rupa Goswami was offering Dandavat Pranam and begging forgiveness. Because the heart is so pure that even slight inconvenience if we cause to others, we feel very guilty and we want to beg forgiveness. That is the Vaishnava culture. And similarly, Krishnadas, who had a abnormal gait because of his limp, he was feeling guilty that I disturbed the samadhi of Srila Rupa Goswami. And he was begging forgiveness. See, both were begging forgiveness. Whereas in material world, both will argue how I am right and you are wrong. How I don't have to beg forgiveness. What is all this court system? Judges and lawyers. It's about proving the other person wrong and proving one's own innocence. But the Vaishnava culture is ulta. It is my fault. It is not your fault. Why? Because the heart is very pure. When Dronacharya told Duryodhan, find a pure person, and he told Yudhishthir, find a wicked person. Both could not find. Why? Because any good person Duryodhan would see, he would actually see faults. Hoga, he may have this good quality, but see, he has got so many bad qualities. So actually, Duryodhan was not convinced that any person on this planet is a good person, because he saw faults in everybody. And Yudhishthir Maharaj was told to find a bad person, and Yudhishthir Maharaj could not find a bad person, because even if there was a bad person, Yudhishthir Maharaj would see good qualities in them, and those good qualities far outnumbered the bad qualities. But Yudhishthir Maharaj would see only bad qualities in himself, and Duryodhan would see only good qualities in himself. So Duryodhan comes and says, actually, Guruji, the best person is I, me, myself. Nobody else. I am the best. And Yudhishthira Maharaj said that, Gurudev, here is the most fallen, sinful person. I could not find anybody who is more fallen than me. Everybody has good qualities, but I don't have good qualities. So Dronacharya asks Yudhishthira Maharaj, how come you can see others better than you? How you can see good qualities in others? So Yudhishthira Maharaj says, oh Gurudev, from you only I have learned that one has to actively search for good qualities in others. This is such an important principle. We have to actively search for good qualities in others and focus on them. Even if there is someone we don't like, even if someone has offended us and we have a dozen reasons to not like that person, if we make it our attitude, if we make it our tendency, our nature, to look for good in others, because everybody has good also. We look for good in others and we focus on the good in others, then we will be so happy and we will become better people because we are associating with good qualities. But if we focus on the bad qualities, we are associating with bad qualities and we will get infected with those bad qualities. So someone asked, when this story was being told in one katha, someone asked, so how can we see good quality in someone like a crow who has no good quality? What good quality does a crow have? Oh, the sadhu said, oh, crow has got such nice good quality. You give little food to the crow, quack, 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 the crow will croak and पूरे बिरादरी को बुला के लाएंगे. They will call all their fellow crows and they will share their food with all the fellow crows. And what we do, if there's only one gulab jamun in the Sunday feast left, we'll look here, there, quickly we take it. Chalo, before anybody, and we'll pack for home also. We'll go home and take more. We don't care whether others are getting, other devotees who have come for the Sunday feast will get or not. But let me take my 4 plates home. I will eat here also and take. Kal Monday hai na? We don't have to cook. Let's take this. And let other devotees go hungry. So who is better? Huh? Like that is Yudhishthira Maharaj, seeing the good in others. So we'll become like that when we chant Hare Krishna and we pray to Krishna for these good qualities, and we stop finding faults in others. We stop being insensitive. Then again we will become sensitive. Just like calluses, you stop doing that exercise of hitting a brick, then slowly the skin becomes nice, soft, supple, and sensitive. Like that. Is that okay? Rajaraj Gopal Prabhu?
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Last question, Gagan Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद, प्रणाम। प्रभु जी, मेरा प्रश्न ये है कि जैसे कि हम किसी सिचुएशन में हैं, मतलब कोई और किसी सिचुएशन में है और हम वी डोंट नो हु इज़ राइट एंड हु इज़ रॉन्ग, है ना, एंड ऑन द अदर हैंड व्हेन वी वांट टू प्रे फॉर देम, तो हमारी प्रेयर क्या होनी चाहिए, बिकॉज वी डोंट नो व्हाट इज़ कृष्णास विल, और फिर हमें प्रे क्या करनी चाहिए अगर हम किसी के लिए प्रे कर लें? इट्स वेरी कंफ्यूजिंग समटाइम्स कि अगर हम प्रे करें कि ऐसा हो जाए, बट मे बी इट्स नॉट कृष्णास विल, या फिर अगर आप मुझे इस चीज़ में थोड़ा समझा पाएँ तो वुड बी रियली नाइस प्रभु जी। थैंक यू सो मच।
सुनो न काहू की कही, कहो ना अपनी बात, राधा कृष्ण रूप में मगन रहो दिन रात. In this world, यहाँ पर हमेशा there will be तर्क वितर्क, there will always be arguments, who is right, who is wrong. कभी कभी भक्तों में भी लड़ाई झगड़े होते हैं, आर्ग्यूमेंट्स होते हैं, और जैसा आपने कहा, हमें पता नहीं कौन सही है कौन गलत है. श्री चैतन्य भागवत में श्रील वृंदावन दास ठाकुर कहते हैं, जब नित्यानंद प्रभु और अद्वैत आचार्य कभी कभी लड़ते थे, वो तो विनोद में ऐसी लीला है, तो वहां पर श्रील वृंदावन दास ठाकुर कहते हैं कि कभी कभी भगवान को भी आनंद आता है जब 2 भक्तों में झगड़ा होता है. भगवान वो उस रस का आस्वादन करते हैं, लेकिन जो अन्य भक्त है उन्होंने कभी पक्षपात नहीं करना चाहिए. They should not take sides. When 2 devotees are fighting, generally we should not judge them, take sides, and get involved in the politics. I am going to support this devotee because he's my friend, and I'm going to fight against that devotee. This tendency is not good. It doesn't help anybody. क्योंकि वैष्णव अपराध फिर सभी लोग करने लग गए ना, तो ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. When there is a fight between 2 devotees, we should try to broker peace if possible. जहां तक हो सके उनके सांत्वना करनी चाहिए और देखना चाहिए कि अगर they can be pacified, और उनका जो मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग है वो कम्युनिकेशन के द्वारा आपस में बात करके अगर उसे सॉल्व कर सके हम, तो सबसे उत्तम है. लेकिन कभी कभी वी डोंट नो कि क्या चल रहा है, क्या हो रहा है, तो बेस्ट इज वी शुड बी तटस्थ. हमें तटस्थ रहकर दोनों भक्तों के लिए प्रार्थना करनी चाहिए कि हे कृष्ण, आपकी विचित्र लीला है, भक्तों में लड़ाई झगड़ा हो रहा है, तो आप ही देख लो, इन्हें विवेक बुद्धि दीजिए ताकि ये एक दूसरे से झगड़ा ना करे और भजन करे. तो ऐसे हमें प्रार्थना करनी चाहिए कि सबका भजन बढ़े, सबकी भक्ति बढ़े, और सबको राधा कृष्ण मिल जाए, सबको भगवत प्राप्ति हो जाए. यही प्रार्थना होनी चाहिए. तो वी हैव टू बी देयर वेल विशर, बट वी हैव टू बी तटस्थ. हमें किसी की साइड नहीं लेनी है, क्योंकि साइड लेने से फिर पॉलिटिक्स बढ़ता है. फिर वो दूसरा डिवोटी है, ही विल ट्राई टू गेट सपोर्ट फ्रॉम सम डिवोटीज, और फिर इट बिकम्स अ कुरुक्षेत्र. दुर्योधन इज कलेक्टिंग आर्मी एंड युधिष्ठिर महाराज इज कलेक्टिंग आर्मी. तो हमें वो कुरुक्षेत्र में ठीक है, लेकिन भक्तों के समाज में ना कोई दुर्योधन है, ना कोई शकुनी है, सब पांडव है. तो हमें कुरुक्षेत्र नहीं करना, हमें कोऑपरेशन करना है, साथ में चलना है, साथ में भजन करना है। इसीलिए सुनो न काहू की कही, कहो ना अपनी बात, राधा कृष्ण भजन में मग्न रहो दिन रात। हमें किसी को एक्सप्लेनेशन नहीं देना है बहुत ज्यादा, अरे नहीं यार मैं ऐसा किया, तुम समझते नहीं हो, ये मैं एक्चुअली मैं, और दूसरों का बातें सुननी नहीं है कि यार वो तो ऐसा है, वो ऐसा भक्त बनता है पर बड़ा चालू है। हमें नहीं सुनना है सब। श्री रघुनाथ भट्ट गोस्वामी बिल्कुल सुनते नहीं थे ऐसी वार्ता। ग्राम्य कथा न कोई बे, ग्राम्य वार्ता न सुनी बे। तो हमें सुनना नहीं है किसी की बातें ज्यादा, और हमें अपनी भी बात किसी को ज्यादा एक्सप्लेन नहीं करनी है, और राधा कृष्ण भजन में दिन रात मग्न रहना है। तो ये सूत्र पकड़ लो कि सुनो ना काहू की कही, कहो ना अपनी बात, राधा कृष्ण प्रेम में मग्न रहो दिन रात। बस वी हैव टू बी एब्जॉर्ब्ड इन आवर भजन। कौन क्या कह रहा है, वी डोंट हैव टू बॉदर। और हमें भी बहुत ज्यादा जस्टिफिकेशन नहीं देना कि क्या सत्य है क्या है, क्योंकि जिसको जो समझना है वो वैसे समझेंगे। वी शुड कीप आवर बिहेवियर वेरी सरल, वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड। सरलता ही वैष्णवता। लेकिन फिर भी अगर कोई मिसअंडरस्टैंड करता है तो बस छोड़ के भजन करो, ज्यादा बात करके कोई फायदा नहीं, टाइम वेस्ट होता है। तो ये सबसे बेस्ट सिद्धांत है कि हमें ना किसी को बहुत एक्सप्लेनेशन देना है, ना किसी का एक्सप्लेनेशन सुनना है। हाँ, जब भक्त लोग कृष्ण वार्ता करते हैं, भगवान के बारे में बात करते हैं, भजन के बारे में बात करते हैं, भागवत में क्या पढ़ा क्या सुना ये चर्चा करते हैं, तब हम बिल्कुल दोनों कान खोल के सुनेंगे। मत चित्ता मत गत प्राण बोधयंत परस्परम कथयंत माम नित्यम तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च। उसमें हमें बहुत रुचि होनी चाहिए। लेकिन कौन क्या झगड़ा कर रहा है वो सब ना हमें किसी की साइड लेनी है। श्रील वृंदावन दास ठाकुर से किसी की साइड मत लो, और ना हमें ऐसा बिहेवियर एनकरेज करना है। वी हैव टू बी तटस्थ। हाँ, जब कोई भगवान के बारे में बात करेगा, हरि नाम की महिमा के बारे में बात करें तो हम सुनेंगे, हम पार्टिसिपेट करेंगे। लेकिन एक दूसरे को क्रिटिसाइज, एक दूसरी गलतियां, दोष दर्शन, दोष कीर्तन, हमें समय नहीं है। ठीक है माता जी, इज इट हेल्पफुल?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yes, it's helpful. Very explained, very nicely explained, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. All right, dear devotees, thank you very much. See you all tomorrow at 3:30 for our japa session.
Thank you.
Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari
For
Bol.
restarting again.
Thank you. हाँ Prabhu.
So thank you for restarting again. It's been a while.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for engaging me in this service. Hare Krishna.
Very much, Prabhu.
Thank you so much.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.